Welcome back to the Autumn Series. We're into the semi-finals at Players' Championship 14 here in Germany. And we have a very interesting lineup. As you can see, the world's #1 and 2 are about to go head-to-head here on Stream 2.
It's
Over on Stream 1 with Dan Dawson and Paul Nicholson talking you through the action. It's Latvia's #1, Madas Razmar, against South Africa's #1, Devon Peterson, who looks on 25. Course to finally reach that elusive final that he's 25. Been fighting for in recent times. The excellent rise of Devon Peterson continues. Here, the world #1, Michael van Gerwen, 25. Looking to arrest a slump in his form. And in order to do that, he's taken a leaf out of Peter Wright's book. He's changed his darts
25
for this tournament, moved back to the old faithfuls, and van Gerwen has made good progress to reach the semi-finals, but his toughest test will come now. The man who beat him in the final of the World Championship, Peter Snakebite Wright, has been breezing past his opponents over the course of the afternoon, and will be hoping to inflict a second consecutive defeat, following on from the 8-1 victory in Milton Keynes in the Premier League 10 days ago.
25, Michael's won the ball.
Part of the reason why MVG failed to make the playoffs for the first time after winning the league phase for 7 successive seasons. It is van Gerwen, the world #1, against the world champion Peter Wright, live here on PDC TV for a place in today's final. And van Gerwen starts it by hitting his
97.
13th maximum of the day's play. I was looking at their head-to-head records before this match, and everybody knows that van Gerwen's is very, very favourable against Peter Wright, who just couldn't seem to get wins against him for long, long spells in his career.
180.
But if you look over the last 12 months, it's actually just 4-3 in MVG's favour. And one of those wins for Peter Wright was, of course, the World Championship final. Wright's racked up 16 180s now in this tournament. Van Gerwen
54.
Setting up 92 with 170, Wright leaving the 170.
Game shot.
But not getting a chance at it because van Gerwen is out in 11 darts and out to prove a point.
$140.
Van Gerwen at ease finding trebles. And he looks at ease with these darts. And if it just makes him feel a little more comfortable, it is worth doing. We know it's not just down to the darts, this so-called demise of Michael van Gerwen. But he feels much happier with these ones.
137.
Had a little chat with Michael. He said he decided during the Premier League that he was going to change back to these darts for at least a spell after that tournament. It was always the plan coming here to Germany.
81.
Just trying to get himself going again. He feels there 80. Are many factors in his downturn in fortunes and form. We'll come on to some of those in a moment. But Peter Wright looks to respond to an 11 darter with one of his own. We'll have to settle for a
90.
dozen. Can't do it, and van Gerwen could double his lead.
$54.
A reminder, it has been a while. It's first to 7 now as we move into the semi-finals. The final will be first to 8. Double 2 then for Wright to level up.
6 scored.
But instead he offers a gift-wrapped opportunity to the green machine.
Game shot.
Snaffles it up on double 9 to double his lead. Van Gerwen, not too long ago a father for the second time. The first to admit that he didn't practice an awful lot in the lockdown period. The change of equipment as well. Just a lot of things
100.
factoring in his analysis to why he's struggled of late. But he's decided what he's going to do about it, and this is the first step to that recovery. And it started with a 6-4 win against Christoph Kachuk. Then he beat Luke Humphreys and Stephen Bunting 6-2 and 6-3 before just getting over the line against William Borland in the last 16. And then he saw Christoph Ratajski 6-2 in style in the quarterfinals. The pair exchange 180s yet again. Peter Wright has produced better stuff
60.
than MVG today. Dropped just 7 legs en route to the last 4.
97.
But might need something big to get a breaker throw here. This is a shot that Michael van Gerwen knows very well, has great memories against Peter Wright of this to win his first World Championship. That time he needed 2 singles, but this time it's just a treble and a double. And van Gerwen is flexing his muscles at the start of this match. Wright has just come off the back of a 6-0 demolition of the league winner of the Premier League, Glenn Durrant, joining elite and
100.
exclusive company in this man, Michael van Gerwen, and Phil Taylor as the only 3 players to hold that honour.
97.
Right, I'd earlier seen off Callan Rids, Graham Usher, Dimitri Vandenberg and Boris Kirchmar. Van Gerwen has already taken more legs off Peter Wright than any of those 5 players.
$140.
Not letting him get away in any leg.
$85. 140.
Nicely done by MVG. If Wright doesn't take this out, Van Gerwen will be threatening a 4-0 advantage.
Game shot.
If. What did I mean if he doesn't take it out? 136 for Peter Wright, who many are suggesting is the best player in world darts right now. He himself suggested that he could tell Michael van Gerwen where it was going wrong. He could tell him what to do. I'm not sure if he was teasing him
180.
in a Premier League press conference or whether he genuinely believes he's got the answers for MVG.
140.
Maybe MVG's found the answers himself. Peter Wright looking for a 20th 180 of the afternoon to threaten the 9-dart leg, but that prospect disappeared. We have had a 9-darter today. Carl Wilkinson, the provider.
140.
Looking at the ball now, right. And now back up to that treble to leave it very, very handy indeed on double 18.
100.
Just finding a way back here, Peter Wright. This could be a big break. Double 9. Oh, has it just got away?
No score.
Will this leg be the one that got away when all's said and done in this match?
Game shot.
Van Gerwen looking mean. A mean green finishing machine. Both players averaging, after 5 legs here, 113. Michael van Gerwen has a 3-leg cushion.
100.
couple of darts missed by Peter Wright.
83.
But for those, that scoreline would have been 3-2. And Gerwen's last win against Peter Wright did come
140.
on the first day of the Summer Series. That was in the final. It went all the way. Van Gerwen coming from behind to win 8-7.
134.
Will he get a win against Snakebite on the first day of the Autumn Series? Wright went on to win a title and, due to his consistency in the event, win the Order of Merit.
81.
Despite the fact that MVG picked up a couple of crowns in Milton Keynes. A double in the bubble.
54. $140.
Devon Peterson and Madas
95.
Razmar tied at 2 apiece. Try and keep you informed as that match develops.
Game shot.
And Peter Wright trying to get himself back in this one. Double top helps his cause.
58.
Usually
91.
is Peter Wright that we discuss changing darts, but he does it so often it's become a non-talking
140.
point with Peter Wright, especially when he's proved it doesn't really matter what he throws. Van Gerwen obviously deciding that he feels more comfortable with this
80.
set. The jury will be out whether that's setting himself up for a fall
84.
down the line. It's not necessarily what you throw, but more how you feel about what you throw. And so far today, MVG feels good.
180.
As does Peter Wright. But even that 180 only puts him on a huge 3-figure out.
97.
Van Gerwen's left himself on a better finish. And he will get a chance to extend his lead to 3 legs again.
60.
Treble 18. Well, that's a disaster
86.
for the Dutchman. Giving Wright the chance here to break. Missed 2 darts to break 2 legs ago. We'll get 1 at the bull. Didn't even consider going near that treble there.
65.
On the green, Peter Wright, but that's not close enough. Van Gerwen just sorting out some running repairs. Just delaying the punishment. Prolonging the agony. As Peter Wright misses another dart to break.
Game shot.
And Van Gerwen once again applies the punishment.
$135. 140. 85. 100.
Right, just doing enough to stay in contention at the moment.
140.
But he can't afford to be broken again.
81.
Has 6 darts from here. May only use 3.
117.
A long way away. On the double 12. Memories of the Premier League when he was on
65.
for a second 9 darter that would have trousered him a hefty check.
Game shot.
Finally gets the check out completed. And again, just staying in touching distance.
93.
Can he up it, Peter Wright? Can he pile some pressure on Michael van Gerwen? We saw him in the Premier League struggle under pressure. Now, I'm not comparing
83.
the stature of the two events, but Van Gerwen certainly has felt like he's come here with a point to prove.
180.
And he wants to prove that point from the very first day. Wright will know if he can just turn the screw a little bit.
100.
Then that will ask questions of his opponent. Right now, Van Gerwen just able to
98.
protect that lead. I mean, Wright was averaging 110 going into this leg. I'm not sure what more he can do, what next level he can take it to. It is
97.
those couple of legs where he's missed darts to break that have been the key difference.
Yeah.
Van Gerwen allowed the luxury of setting this up. 17 leaves double 18.
94.
Well, there will be pressure on this.
140.
Van Gerwen doesn't want to see this first dart go inside the 18 segment. Not like that.
18.
And there you see, maybe it wasn't the wisest choice to leave that double. Time will tell. Wright has earned himself 2 darts. Back over to double 6.
Game shot.
And this time he does break the throat. And now we have a game on our hands. Peter Wright averaging 109, throwing to tie it up at 5 apiece. Van Gerwen looking a little bemused, a little frustrated having let that massive advantage disappear. Wright still needs to break again to win the match. But Van Gerwen's little cushion has disappeared.
$180.
It is yet another maximum for Peter Snakebite Wright.
140.
He's fired in 22 over the course of the afternoon. And he's looking very, very likely to tie this up after 10 legs.
85.
And I'm sure those of you watching at home are only using the edge of your seats right now.
44.
Double 18.
Game
Well,
shot.
he tidies it up in the end, Peter Wright, having slipped into the next door neighbour. Double 14 does the job.
93.
And we now have a simple best of 3 showdown for a place in today's final. And Wright, oh, he was eyeing up a bedfellow
97.
for that one. Will have been disappointed after the first start. Van Gerwen remains
100.
focused. Looks a lot more comfortable, a lot more like himself in his demeanour, and has done
180.
throughout the afternoon. Spell of winning matches will do that for a man so used to winning.
100.
But Wright keeps firing in these maximums, and There may be an opportunity here for Peter Wright to really, really pile under pressure. There you see, still over the 110, Peter Wright.
100.
Trailed 4-1 and 5-2 in this match. But he's won the last 3 legs. And now he may be about
58.
to break to put himself in the position of throwing for the match. Is he going to go for the 14s here? He does. Is he going to go for the bull?
99.
Of course he did. Couldn't find it. Has Van Gerwen got a trick up his sleeve? Not on this occasion.
58.
So it is 2 darts to break. Well, that was a long way off.
Game shot.
But that wasn't. And that is 4 legs on the spin for Peter Wright, who is now throwing for a place in the decider
140.
and looking for a second successive win over Michael Van Gerwen, having beaten him 8-1 in the Premier League just 10 days ago. It would be the first time in almost 2 years since he's gone back-to-back against MVG.
180.
And it would tie that 12-month head-to-head record up at 4 apiece as well. Certainly are seeing
140.
more sharing of the spoils between the world's elite. Well, that 3-dart average is incorrect there. I can tell you Peter Wright is averaging up around 110.
90.
And he may be on the brink of turning this around against Michael Van Gerwen,
96.
who raced into a 3-0 lead, kept that cushion with leads of 4-1 and 5-2. Peter Wright was looking for a double-double out. Here's Michael Van Gerwen going to make him pay for that decision. Still on, treble 20 for the ball. And what a shot that is from MVG. Wright going a different route than guaranteeing himself a dart at the ball with the previous shot. And Michael Van Gerwen taking out 129 on it to break and force a last leg shootout.
97.
5-5 between Peterson and Razmar, 6-6 between Wright and Van Gerwen. How big a moment could that be for the world number 1? Wright has the best of the opening shots, but Van Gerwen responds to the 140 with one of his own. Back-to-back ton 40s from Wright. This could not be more perfectly poised. One big visit from MVG could secure his
96.
place as favourite in this match, in this last leg, but he's not on a finish. Peter Wright's thinking just one treble, and I've got a good shot. Can he find one?
65.
Well, that was bold from Peter Wright, but it has left him on 156.
58.
Well, what is about to unfold here? Not a 156 checkout for Peter Wright. So MVG, having taken out his biggest finish of the day in
60.
the previous leg, the 129, wants to follow it with his second biggest finish of the afternoon to book his place in the final. Has
54.
to rely now on Wright not cleaning up this 96. Down to the wire once again. On the floor between this pair.
Game shot.
but it is Peter Wright
Peter Wright.
that books his place in the final. Van Gerwen had the fight, but he couldn't overcome the challenge of Peter Wright. Big argument about who's the best player in the world right now. Well, Peter Wright has certainly staked his claim there. 109 the average, 7-6 the win. Van Gerwen taking Wright all the way, but it is Snakebite, the world champion, who will play in today's final against either Madas Razma or Devon Peterson. You can catch the end of that match by switching over to Stream 1 now.